Alright, good afternoon, good night, good morning, whenever you may be watching this. So, we have serious upgrades and serious things that we've got to talk about. First things being first is that we have jumped forward, I want to say about 15 years. And I did that just to kind of help progression come along just a little bit so that things are happening. Um, we're upgrading our infrastructure, I guess, our tools, our whatever you want to call it. So, wanted that to be upgraded, wanted to be able to use that, wanted it to come in handy, all that kind of stuff. Wanted to, build some new things with you guys. I took care of some other things that are less enjoyable, I guess you could say. But let's back up here. So I did do that. I want to do obviously a few things with you guys. It's no fun if I do it all by myself. There's no point in it. So I do want to watch this to see if this does start completing it, because we do have a new addition to the game. And right before I started recording it bounced out and then came back, so we're in a very questionable state at this current point in time, but we are established to start handling this when it becomes, I guess, a permanent thing. Hopefully it does, because that would be exceedingly exciting and I would just thoroughly enjoy that. And apparently this train is a lot longer than I thought it was. So, let's come over here to the Massachusetts factory. Let's look at consumers, and we have it. Washington, D.C., our capital, is finally in the know and is accepting gears. So, what we have done, the honorable thing, is we have set these trains that are delivering all this plank and steel and all that other fun jazz to the machinist factory. Now we have it set up to where it will actually start accepting some goods. Now, obviously it's got to travel way the heck back over here to then drop it off. Now this looks a little bit different. We added some more platforms to it, made them longer. This little hike right here is going to be my gears, tools, whatever it is they're called, whenever that decides to come in. Now this is longer. We come back here, and that's kind of when everything kind of feeds together and disperses. I've had to make this longer because now our trains are getting longer, which means we're able to hold more, which means all that fun jazz. Now we come over here to the industry. I think I'm gonna actually have to click something. We'll click these. So we have a small little tool industry popping up right here, and whoa, oh yeah, we're already getting tools. All right, so we have a small little gear factory kind of popping up in this little corner right here, so we are dealing with that. Another change, if you aren't aware of it, we have these little, let's call them mopeds, because in all honesty, I don't know what you call that thing, but it's got like a little boiler on it, some wheels, and it's all kinds of weird. So we have those as transports now, and I mean, everybody seems to be liking it. Our trains have escalated. So our longer distance traveling trains, like the ones that go to Georgia, I've upgraded to a faster I've upgraded them to like a faster model, which in 10 actually holds more cargo. So we're able to get more with those. I've left the short shuttle trains kind of where they were. These tool plank shuttles, I've kind of left those where it were. I'm not sure if I added this in the last video. I do apologize. I got a lot of hats in there. But we did open this up to where all of them can then spot in here. And why aren't you doing anything? Oh, I think I don't know, that was weird. This one's stuck. That one might be stuck. Alright, it might have been stuck due to like some line management problems. It tends to do that when you mess around with the train lines and whatnot, so we'll see how that plays out. Alright, so first tools have been deposited, whatever. We're probably going to end up having to make this longer. I'll do that eventually. But I think we've maxed out on how big our trains can be. That also being said, with the new additions come new carts. So these carts right here are specifically made for like the fuel, the logs, so they're able to hold more, disperse faster, stuff of that nature, which helps a thriving business. Also, it helps traffic, and I don't even know what else. But what I'm going to do real quick is we are going to add, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm going to add a street access right here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to come in over here with this road. And I'm going to draw it this way just so that we have a little bit of a kind of a segue to it. Did that all connect? Yes, it did. All right, let's see how well everything kind of flows. All right, so we do have a flowing that way. So, I mean, that's a plus. I can, I guess, deal with that. Let's see if we can't add one more. And then I want to see what it will look like if we add, because I'm okay with them coming out this way, but I just kind of want to see what it would look like if we did this. That didn't do jack. Alright, well, it is what it is. We got it, it's flowing. Now, so we are supplying Washington with this. We're getting a little, I mean, that's not too terribly bad. We're at 20%. We can probably come in here and kind of see what our lines or our vehicles look like. As far as, okay, those are bad. Are they all bad? They're pretty much, we might as well. Oh no. Alright, so we're going to do this. We got 14 vehicles. We're going to replace. And then I like to do this. So we have 28, now we have 14. These should be very good. These are bad. So if we come in here like this, duplicate, and then sell, then these should still be good. All right, so we're very good, we're very good, and now we're very good. Now, when it comes to everything, this should drop down substantially. But yeah, we are taking that into consideration. I do want this quality to be as close to good as possible. The next, we're not going to do it in this video, but the next video we are going to start planting some transportation trains and people networks and whatnot and kind of get that flowing. Now, I did go ahead and we did hook up this quarry, so it isn't at full load yet, but I'm okay with taking the loss there. So obviously it comes down here, and I kind of rearranged this so that my initial idea was basically this track goes over this, and we have like stop signs right here. That didn't really sit well with me, so I decided to kind of do what you see here. Now, next little bit of exciting news is we got the Titanic looking ships. That's not, I mean, I guess this is Titanic's first go around because we only got one little stacker, but so we are transporting that kind of stuff. Still low on that, but we're coming over almost fully loaded. Why aren't maybe we do need another train on here. I didn't think we would, but maybe that is kind of what we need going. So hopefully that'll get added to that so that we can, because it looks like right now our steel's kind of lacking in that, since we did up our boats. And then obviously we did end up going from this port to this port, dropping off the goods, and then we got bricks being picked up, which is, I mean, all intents and purposes what we want. Rhode Island's looking good. Slow and steady growth down here. We probably need to fix our drop-off vehicles, if I'm being honest. Let's go to the vehicles, and yeah, those are bad. So let's replace those. Sell the top ones, and then the construction ones, same thing. Duplicate and then sell. And then we can make sure, we might as well. We're here, we got the money. Duplicate and then sell. And that should help with all the noise down here. Now, we have started helping out New York, and boat and everything like that has kind of gone up. I think I now have 3 boats on this line, fully loaded. So, and then I did fix something, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, but for whatever reason, this train was taking wheat down here, dropping it off, and then taking it back. So obviously that was not a useful that wasn't a useful, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. A useful thing of our resources. And then I made this train, I updated this train, so this train now has a updated locomotive which is able to hold full load, and it goes all the way over here to Connecticut, which you can kind of see there. Pretty much doing what we need to do there. Might as well go to configure and put those in there. That way, if we get extra on this load, let me go to here. We're gonna duplicate. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. All right, we're gonna sell all of this. Pause. Buy. And we are bringing bread, so as long as it holds bread, I think we have to go with all cargo. Let's go with 6. And then I think it was the bread one. Yep. And then let's go to, oh, I could have done this. This would have been so much easier. And then duplicate. Yeah, I learned the duplication tool. If you guys haven't used this, I do suggest it. So I can come up in here, turn this off, and then if we're actually typing something, and then if you wanted to select all, replace, and then you can go to passengers, and then you can pick what you want. And then if it's good, bad, mediocre, whatever, it will just sit there and it will replace them all. And then you don't ever have to think about it, and great. We are way ahead of you on that one. I don't think we've really upped our... We should be able to have met this pretty regularly, I would say. How much is this one bringing back? No tools. Can it pop away? Oh man, I can't even keep up, sorry. That was probably a headache and a half. Oh, I mean, we're sending low dosage. Then over here, the Midland fuel line has really taken off. I don't know if we've caught up with it. I've started putting, these suckers will hold a buttload, and I think yeah, see, we're going up. So it might be time to think about adding like Pennsylvania, or where is it? New Jersey, there it is, to our line, just to kind of help with everything. And it wouldn't really be that difficult to add one of these to it, because I want to say that this guy doesn't, nope, he's not even on the right train track. But I want to say the short guy, he doesn't do anything. And I'm pretty sure he stays on. Actually, he has to get off. Yep. Alright, so we did do that right. I don't want that pinned. Can you get on out of here? Yeah, let's pause and let's see what this is about. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, that would be a problem. All right. So, since we are here, we might as well edit all of this. And it might be time to, one, make this a little bit bigger. Let's go to configure. Let's add double tracks. And then we can do platforms, which at this point in time, Alright, what we are going to do is right now this is sitting, this sends DC stuff over, this sends this one over. What we're going to do is we're going to manage this line. Get rid of that. Trains. And let's just sell. Alright, so what I want to do is we're going to come right here. Let's get rid of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. Slow that down just a little bit. It's fine. The track's right there, and this isn't necessarily a fast hauler. And that like that. And if I've learned anything, it's putting this just a little further back. Ooh, sorry, wrong button. And something like that. Now this one's coming in. And we'll put something kind of like right there. All right, now let's go to lines, trains, and we need that one. There. Now we knocked that off. And now, come over here. We're gonna have to evaluate this real quick. So we need, of course it is. This is where we're delivering. I almost guarantee it. That's where we're delivering fuel. Yep. All right, we can have a train station, go up Main Street, turn around, come back. All right, so let's where's the buildings at? At this current point in time, we will just stick with this one, and it is time to start. Whoa. Maybe not that long yet. Not necessarily worried about the money. And then let's track it. And this should fit together just fairly simply. Yep, something like that. And then right about here. break that off. And then you kind of get the, whoa. And then you get the idea. So, yeah. And I'm gonna speed build this real quick and we will get right back at it. And away we go on our new line that we spent a great deal of time on. It is now finished, it is now moving, and we are now transporting fuel from Georgia all the way over to New Jersey. So it's functioning, it's great. It does what it needs to do. Now, right now, I would say more than likely we're probably operating at a little bit of a loss. Let's isolate trains. So the Georgia oil line's operating a little bit at a loss. This Tool train, we got a couple of losses here as far as trains are concerned. And I mean, it's going to happen. We have a collision that we need to fix. It's probably... Huh. So what happened with this one? Why are you going the wrong way? Let's go to trains. You're supposed to come in this way, out this way. All right, let's fix this the old-fashioned way, shall we? Go back this one up just a smidgen. And we'll come in like that. And come in like this, and we'll stop it right about here. Cross it over. Just like that. Now I need to figure out. Okay, so this is coming in. I want to make sure it's all on the up and up. That's coming in. That's going out. And let's see how well this operates. Alright, crisis averted. That is very good for us. Alright, sweet. So I did go in after the time lapse and we did move a couple of vehicles around and what have you, buffed them up, especially the ones that are dealing with whatchamacallit, going into town, because I would like to keep this as good as we can possibly get it. Right now it's a lot of mediocre, but that's probably because we're starting to get more and more vehicles in there and that kind of stuff. So let's continue at our slow speed just to kind of progress a little bit through this. What I did end up doing is I didn't have to change much, which was great. So if we look at this tool factory really quick, we have consumers. We have a Midland transporter. So we are now transferring goods all the way from this all the way down this line to the trains that I think this one would be one of them. We don't have any goods on it, but we are operating at, we will be transporting goods, and then it will go all the way. Sorry, I lost track of the train I was supposed to be following. And then it'll go all the way over here, drop off, be placed here. And then once it's placed here, I have another line. Let's go to boats. Now we have this one. And this is a line that is also going to be picking up oil. Oil, transporting it over here to be dropped off, then turned into good oil, over here picked up, all that fun stuff. And then since we have so many more boats, ships, whatever you want to call them, on the line, I decided that it was probably time to kind of elevate this and get this kind of going. So now that we have so many ships, this thing is really starting to slow down. Hopefully it will be able to pick up, because I mean, we're just missing one consumer. So this guy is pretty much feeding the whole map as of right now. We just need to get fuel a little bit further and then drop it in over here, and then that will be feeding the whole map. Now the next thing that we need to start looking at is getting construction material from New Jersey to Georgia. And I thought about making its own train line, but let's see what Massachusetts got a new. We're gonna go check that out in a minute. All right, I need to find. Yes, you're a New Jersey one. All right, so right now we're only using about 42 of this. So, with that being said, let's come over here. Drop this in right here. And yes, okay, so let's go ahead. Let's put this on all. We're going to make this guy come over here and then over here. Now let's make, the 1 is going to be loading construction material, and then 2 is going to be unloading it. Now this one, we are going to wait for any full loads. This one, I want you out of there. And before we get out of this, let's name that. Oops. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here to New Jersey. We're going to buy some of these. Let's buy 10 of those. Stick that on that line. And then I want to come over here to, where are we at? New Jersey Fuel. We're going to edit all of those. We're going to drop this down to about $70 should be good. So let's drop this down to the same amount. Well, as much as we possibly can. See, okay, now we got 70. Now we don't have to do anything, so we'll add a few of those. That should be good. And then we'll do the same over here until we get to about 130. There we go. Now we'll modify those. And then we need to come over here to the line. And I want to go to trains so we get this one right. Alright, so this is number 2. So we are going to be loading this. And then picking up this. And then over here, we're going to be loading and unloading. And then we can come over here. And then we gotta configure this just a little bit. Add another cargo port. And I gotta come in and actually add a building, I believe. Once we find the construction material. Which way is this going? That should be all right. So let's add a line and we'll go from here to here. Make this a red color. And we're loading that. And unloading. Whoa. Alright. So, now that this is working, go. Now let's get out of here. Add these, and right now we'll do 2 because it's going to take a minute for these to kind of get going. And let's kind of see how this goes. We don't have anybody. Did it really go away? I'm gonna be so upset if that went away. It went away. Alright, we're gonna keep that line open just in case that actually does become something. And then let's go over here to Massachusetts. I think it's over here. Right here. Alright, so our only form of getting goods is way over here. Okay, now Georgia. Now Georgia demands it. Alright, so we can bounce back over here and let's see how this is partaking. And we got nothing. And just to help with that. Alright, so we are in the role of actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just to make this simpler, we're going to do street access. In this way. And just see if this helps. Something like that. There we go. Alright, so that's going to take a hot second to kind of get going a little bit to the point where that actually becomes profitable. But I think this will inevitably help everything. Because at that point, then we're actually starting to get something from this. It's starting to... just want to kind of help this along just a little bit. That way we're able to store a little bit of extra in these little houses right here, just in case we do get a little bit of overlap. But right now it's all about building up this this line just a little bit. Terminals. We don't have anything yet, but it's connected, so I will roll with that. And then Georgia's starting to grow a little bit more, so let's come over here and get that. Nope. Let's duplicate that twice. Just to help with this, because this is really starting to escalate just a little bit. And then now that we have, where is it? Oh, okay, so Massachusetts, its next deal is going to be goods. So let's see where Pensacola is. All right, we're already delivering into that one. Delaware is way over here. All right, can we get steel here? We have steel all the way up there. Now it's about finding some sort of plastic something or other, which I don't think we're going to be able to find. We got this one that we're moving, and then we got one way over here. So what we're going to end up having to... How many things up north actually need goods? All right, so we got New Jersey, we got Pennsylvania. And right now, nothing on the Delaware side. We could put a train into here. All right, hold on. We're gonna play around with some ideas. We're gonna go by. All right, that doesn't help us. What about where are we transporting gears and planks? That doesn't help us either. Hold on, I forgot what I'm doing. Alright, we're trying to get construction material. Alright, so if we're carrying logs, that would help, but we're not carrying logs. So, what I'm thinking is we can get a train to go here, drop off a little bit of construction material, or we can have them drive it, load it on this train, have it stop here. When the train gets wheat and comes back, then we can stop it here. And then have its own route come into here and then deliver Delaware some construction material. Kind of what I'm thinking. How are we doing on this? Oh, that's kind of painful. But I don't think we have a whole lot over here to be offering. No. And that makes me wonder, is this being able to produce all that? I mean, for all intents and purposes, it looks like it's a minus New York. But I upgrade these boats and they're still not, I mean, they're almost at full capacity. How are we dealing with this? Yeah, we're still kind of in a low area. But I think in the next episode, we'll be able to kind of bump this up just a little bit due to we're going to start, next episode's going to be heavily focused on passenger transport and seeing if we can get some of these players moving around the map just a little bit. Because we're almost able to get these things fully stocked, which we probably need. How are we having such a big trouble with ore? Well, we are messing around with some old technology here, so let's see if we can't upgrade them a little bit. And then we can go to cargo types or cargo. Really? That is actually interesting. We're gonna go to 96 on that one. And try to get this one to kind of match that. And then get rid of that. And then steam. Apparently I didn't get a strong enough train, so let's add a Russian. And we'll add that. 3 million. And then let's see how well this kind of starts helping with us. There we go. And then, oops. I want to manage the line here, bud. All right, we got 10 vehicles. We don't need to duplicate all of them. Let's just hit 5 of them. And let's see how that helps. But it looks like we have more construction material than we know what to do with. So let's look how our line frequency is doing as far as the cars are concerned. All right. How many cars do we have on this? This is 20. I don't even know. Maybe manage line. No, manage fleet. We'll duplicate all 3 of those. Give that 6 to hopefully help build that running time a little bit. Right, he's picking up 100 tools or 100 stone, which is probably helping this guy out a lot. Alright, we need to get some of these consumers. What about Delaware? Delaware's too far away. St. Augustine. That might be doable. And then bringing the construction material back over here, dropping it off, having a train follow this. And then we'll have construction material, and then if we connect these 3 together. Okay, just stay with me for a second. If we have these 3 together, then we'd have more plastic. Let's check the trains. Cargo, plastic. Of course not. But it's still a thought. Build a dock here. I mean, I don't even know. Dock it here. Whatever. Because, I mean, this is going to be a train, so it's going to be a long road. So, like, boat to here. I mean, we could probably build a bridge. but that's still a long way away. I mean, train, pick it up, have 2 trains, 1 train coming from here to here, and then another train doing all 3 of them. And then we get more plastic, ship the plastic over here. We had an ore site over here. We got the coal. It'd be stupid to send ore all the way over here as well. I mean, we could do it. And then we had to get this one up and going. And then send the steel plastic down here. We'd have 2 of these things feeding this one. And then at that point, then we can start opening it up to where then we have boxes coming back up here, because inevitably most of these places are all going to need the same cargoes. It's just a matter of time of when they actually start kicking it in and putting it all into effect. But I think the first things first is that we connect these 2 lines up right here. So we get cargo, or we get construction material coming down to here. And whether we put it on a different train and then just, that would actually make sense. Is train it from here to here and then just drop it off. I like that idea better. All right, so I'll work on that. So that's going to be our next idea, is we're going to get this construction material to this area and then we'll ship it into Delaware. And also what I'm trying to do is I'm not touching the New York fuel refinery, because I want this to shut down and move. And in the hopes that it moves to actually a beneficial area, because the only other fuel, was that a fuel refinery? That's not. The only other fuel refinery that we got is the one near Midland, and that I don't think is going to have enough, even with us adding a couple of extra oil places. I don't think this is going to have enough to actually deal with the whole map. We're gonna have to have a couple of other fuel refineries, so things to think about. I'll let this play a little bit. So that's kind of where we're at right now. What do we got? We got 4, so we ain't doing too bad. If I get this right. But anyway, yep. If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. Think about subscribing, and there'll be plenty more of this content to come. I'm really enjoying this map. I'm really enjoying trying to make this efficient as humanly possible. So until then, I will catch you next time. Enjoy your time. Later.